Well, things aren't exactly bad, but they're not exactly good either. Welcome to Watford. Hello and welcome back to this FM22 BETA playthrough of Watford. Today we've got Manchester City up first and Wolves, who currently sit down in 19th and have only got 1 point from 5 games. After the 3-0 draw with Norwich, things were pretty bleak. A Jamie Vardy goal pretty early on, just a long ball over the top. I don't think they even played that well in that game. Fully rotated side, saw us lose 3-2 despite bringing it back to 2-2. Not really sure if Southampton rotated that much. We played pretty much a fully rotated side. Newcastle is very interesting. Obviously, yes, we've now passed deadline day. I said we'd have a look. They literally just signed Raul Jimenez for 54 million. They spent 20 million to get Brendan Rodgers in as the manager, and then they signed Jeremy Boga on the final day for relatively cheap money. That's a pretty good deal. But yeah, Raul Jimenez came pretty early in the window for him. He scored twice against me. Interestingly, they had 2 goals that went to VAR for offside, and they were actually both given, which is something you didn't really see that much, if at all, last year. After these 3, I was kind of a bit worried about the tactic, so we changed it almost completely, and we picked up a 2-0 win against Arsenal. For those of you that don't know, I'm a Spurs fan, so getting our first win against Arsenal, this was particularly pleasing. Troost-Ekong scored from a corner. We then had Kutka sent off in the 74th minute, and I was extremely scared. And then João Pedro made it 2-0 literally a minute later in what probably was his first game back since his 2-month injury. Following that, we then went to Goodison Park, faced Everton, where they took a very early 2-0 lead, and I thought we were probably dead and buried. A really good second half where we just tweaked a few things. Saw us come back, draw 2-2. Corners seem a bit good again this year. Headers seem really good. Dominic Calvert-Lewin scored a really good header against us. But form's definitely picked up. So as I mentioned, we changed the tactic pretty much entirely. I went clean slate and just did everything myself. I don't really like the presets that much. Although I think the direct counter-attack works with the personnel Watford have. I think it was almost not doing us justice in how good we were with the ball. And it sort of just meant that we were sat way too deep and we weren't really doing the right things. So I've just gone clean slate and just tried to work in around that, what we're doing. So we're now not going direct, playing it a bit shorter, slowing it down. Running at defence and playing wide, I think, was key, because obviously having players like Ismail Assar, Josh King's actually been very, very good. So we made 2 signings prior to deadline day. Bruno Petkovic came in from Dynamo. A deep line forward with some really nice attributes. I just thought he offered something different. We didn't really have a deep line forward. Really good technicals. At 6'4", really good jumper, it's really good strength. He's not exactly hit the ground running so far. And then finally on deadline day, this was actually brought to my attention on somebody's stream. You can pick up Michael Quaysance on loan for 33 grand a week, which is full wage, but you get an optional future fee of 4.1 million, which is just incredible to me. 4-star potential, still young. The biggest thing for me was his set pieces, really good corners, good free kick, great technique. We didn't have anybody that could do that. Our best in there was Cleverly, who in comparison has 13, and isn't even a starter for me. So to get somebody like Quaysance in, who I think will offer something a bit more, especially as corners look a bit broken, shall we say, again. Okay, so we're on game day. Dreading this, I think it's going to be horrendous. Man City spent obviously a lot of money on Jack Grealish this summer. Their biggest outlay, which is very weird, and I've seen on quite a few saves now, is they signed Ferland Mendy for left back after obviously losing a left back called Mendy, who we're not going to discuss any further. Yeah, that seems very bizarre from Football Manager. Okay, so here's how we're going to line up against City. Probably going to have to make a little change in the middle there because of an injury to Tufan. So I moved Sissoko into the middle of the park as a ball winner midfielder on support. I think physically it made no sense to have him deeper in that defensive role the way he sort of sat. And obviously since then we've had a couple of good results. And then moving Tufan into a half-back role is not his best role, but he's also not bad at it. Other than his jumping reach, I think he's fine. And I'm actually going to leave him in there. I'm going to put Kutka in there and not move these 2 in the middle around so much. I wanted to play a defensive role with a ball winner, allowing Quaysance to be an advanced playmaker rather than a deep line playmaker. The biggest problem when we weren't winning games was these 3 were sat so deep that it left these 3 forwards just really isolated. And playing a half-back means that Rose and Torre can now be wing-backs and sort of push on a bit, and it just balances the side a bit better, I think. Okay, so now that the changes and the explanations are out the way, Livakovic should be in goal, Torre and Rose either side, Troost-Ekong and Sirialto or Francisco have been pretty solid there. Troost-Ekong was incredible in that win against Arsenal, like really good. Kutka's going to sit in there. He actually got sent off in this role against Arsenal, so scary. Sissoko, Quaysance, King out left, João Pedro up front, Sarr out wide right. A couple of knocks on the bench, Petkovic Petkovic will be on there. Emmanuel Dennis has just come back from an injury himself, so we'll probably get some minutes in him as well at some point, but it's Man City, it's a free hit. Okay, here we go. Man City lineup: Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Laporte, Zinchenko, Fernandinho, Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Grealish, Jesus, Sterling. Actually not playing Mendy, which is interesting. Yeah, as I say, Man City's a free hit. Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United, even Spurs and Arsenal, I think, when you're a relegation sort of threatened side, are just free hits. You've got to pick up points other places, but you never know. We picked up points against Arsenal. They were our first win. Maybe we'll surprise ourselves here. 10 minutes in, I did mention that corners look pretty overpowered. We defend it well. I still take issue with that guy on the edge that just stands still until the ball hits the floor. Very weird, rather than chase it. Sterling turns him so easily, but we recover well. I thought he'd absolutely spun Rose for a second then. I mean, we've nearly made it to half an hour here. We've got our own corner. Like I said, they've been good. Croissants. Trooster-con, I said corners have been broken again. Near post corners every single year on Football Manager. We take the lead against champions Manchester City. Trooster-con, near post, just beats him. Croissant's exactly what he's brought in for. 40 minutes now, try not to get ahead of myself. I'm still expecting to lose this game. City now coming forward. It's been mostly them besides our corner. Cancelo drives into the box. Good block. They get a corner themselves though. De Bruyne to take. Away. Oh, there's a bit of pushing and shoving by the looks of it then. I was a bit scared it was going to be a penalty. Giving away quite a few poor penalties as well at the start here of this season, which has been a bit annoying. I'll be amazed if we get to half-time 1-0 up. Win it? Well done. João Pedro is so deep considering he's our front man there. One of the things we changed against Everton after being 2-0 down at half-time was just moving the lines up and trying to be a bit more positive because it was just so poor otherwise. King's done well there to work himself a bit of space. He's got Sarr at the back post, so I banged on winning a header and he does. Ederson holds it well. Sarr's such a threat on that right-hand side of that. He's normally bigger than the fullbacks he's facing. Make it to half-time 1-0 up. I can't believe it. 0.2, but 0.48. I'm very happy with this. I will take this all day. There it is. I don't even want to hint of complacency in your performance. Oh, that seems a lot more passive-aggressive than it did last year. Croissant's but I think he's also tired. So I don't think he'll be on much longer anyway. I think Tom Cleverley will come on in his place. Watford 1, Man City 0. It's going to be a real test of patience today. How well can we defend? Bernardo Silva now with a bit of space. We let him wind that up and shoot. Unsurprisingly, Man City seeing a lot of the ball in our half. Nice and camped in. De Bruyne with a bit of space. Slips in Jesus. Livakovic claims. It's been a lot of possession for possession's sake. It's been very Man City, but we look okay defensively. Like they've mostly just had to resort to long shots. I've probably teed up a goal for Man City here. Zinchenko comes down the left. Sarr tracks him well. Oh, he tried to win it but didn't. Grealish, De Bruyne. This is where they're dangerous. Bernardo Silva, Cancelo's in a bit of space on this right hand side as well. Oh, it could be really good. It's a good block. It's another good block. And we clear. Although it's coming straight back. Oh boy, that's a pass. Grealish, Zinchenko. Punch from Livakovic, okay. Good header away. Oh, João Pedro does so well. Ref! Send him off. It's just a yellow. That was optimistic. Great game going on at Selhurst Park. Everton 3, Palace 3. 65 minutes in, I am going to make that change and get Cleverley on. I'm just going to drop Cleverley into a deep line playmaker rather than an advanced playmaker. We've got to try and sit on this, I think. Otherwise, I think I'm going to get Pedro off and get Petkovic on as a deep line forward support, which is his favoured role. I just think the way we're set up with our deep lower line, if he can come and sit in then and these two make a run beyond him, I might put both of these on attack. Well, Sarr is already on attack, but King moves to attack and hopefully he makes that run beyond. Sarr's going to make that run and he'll drop in and play. I don't know. We don't necessarily need to go for another goal. I'm quite happy winning 1-0. I mean, it's shameless really, but I'd happily take a point from this. If we can hold on for 20 minutes and they just score a late equaliser, I'd be more than happy. If they score now, we're going to be in trouble for the last 20 minutes. Zinchenko's got a lot of space. Laporte's now, Laporte's moving forward a lot. It's got to go. How is Bernardo Silva won a header? Livakovic is there, it's fine. 20 minutes left. Let's try and, they come again. Okay, they don't. 91st minute, De Bruyne, free kick. Livakovic saves. I really thought that was going to be buried. We've got to defend this corner. We've defended so well. Oh, what hands, Livakovic, come on. 5 seconds left. Nothing silly, Torre. That was silly. Ref, blow the whistle, blow the whistle, blow the whistle. Ref, you're joking me, right? Danny Rose heads home. Ref, how long are we playing? What a win. What a win. Trooster-con from a corner, 28 minutes in. We've been dominated, unsurprisingly, by Man City. So whilst being dominated, they've had a lot of shots from the edge of the box. We were never really tested. I think the closest they came was that De Bruyne free kick. What a win for Watford. Now 3 games unbeaten as well. Absolutely incredible. So elsewhere, Tottenham and Arsenal play an absolute cracker of a North London derby. Chelsea win 2-0. Everton actually won 4-3 in the end. Wolves got their first win of the season. We also beat Man City. Liverpool beat Newcastle 4-0. Villa beat Leeds. So it puts us up to 12th. It's a really good start. 5 points already away from the bottom 3. Southampton yet to pick up a point. I'm annoyed we lost them in the cup, although we played a second string team. So you can see from our pass map just how deep we were against City. Just looking at the scout report for Wolves, it's very as you'd expect. No Jimenez up front, but they signed Hee-Chan this summer, who looks pretty good to be fair. Masaccio seems to be the only signing they've made. Really good ball playing defender. They've started really poorly though. They are 17th, although they did just get their first win. It's not been a good start for them. Something I think worth mentioning before we get into the Wolves game. We're making a fair bit of money each month, around 4 million, 5 million, depending home and away games. But the balance is getting healthier and healthier. So I think in January we should be able to ask for a bit of money. Obviously we only had 2 million to spend before player sales. So I think hopefully in January, fingers crossed, we'll get a bit of a better budget. And we've made it 3rd in Manager of the Month. There we are, Mr. Watford, all yellow. Solskjaer gets 2nd, Jurgen Klopp gets 1st. I feel like Man U are just going to be good again despite how they are in real life. So just before we go into the game against Wolves, Arsenal have beaten Liverpool 1-0, which is actually quite surprising. Burnley have just thumped Villa. Chelsea get the win. Newcastle beat Manchester United. And we face Wolves. Wolves are actually, they've moved down to 18th. A win here would see them get closer to us. A win for us would move us nicely into the top half. It's going to be interesting to see how we play against Wolves, a team that's below us in the league. I feel like at the minute we're playing teams that are better than us and we're sort of overperforming. Okay, so I'm not going to change the team after beating Manchester City. I think it makes no sense to. Tufen could come back into the halfback role, but I don't want to mess with things after that last game, despite Cook's terrible rating at the minute. One change on the bench. I've got rid of the goalkeeper, Backman, and I've brought in Juan Hernandez, who's just come back from an injury. I don't know how much football I'm going to be able to get him this year, but he's definitely someone I want involved because he's got high potential. Here we go, game 2. Wolves away. In good form here. I'm hoping it's not going to come all crashing down to earth. Wolves line up pretty much as expected. Masaccio's in the middle with Roman Saiss on the left rather than... I think Connor Cody's missing. 15 minutes gone. Very quiet start. João Pedro over the top to Sarr. Can we create something in this opening 20 minutes? Back to Toure. Into Sarr's feet. Spins his man. Gets the crossing. King's unmarked. Jose Sarr collects easy. It's always going to have to be a good header from there to go in. Set piece. Have I talked it in that these are broken? Oh, he nearly met it. Josh King will collect. We can start again. Quaysance is still unmarked in there. Sissoko. There is Quaysance on his left. Sarr spins. Back post again. Head it across maybe? No. Bolly gets there first. I think they're going to break. Some neat work there and Adama can bring it away. That should be easily dealt with by Khan and Francisco. And we start again. Toure again down the right. I think moving the fullbacks into a bit more of an advanced position, despite the fact I didn't want to do it, has worked for us as well. Back post, Pedro's up again. Jose Sarr collect. Corner kick Wolves this time. Trincao. Suppose not Neves. Bolly's there. Livakovic saves well and we clear. Our set piece manager at the minute. Quaysance again. Akon doesn't even jump that time. Oh! Cook has scored an absolute worldie. Yes! Yes! What a finish. And it looked good as well. The match engine has looked good. This angle probably do it justice as well. One touch, this is exactly what I was talking about. This is such a good example. Aït-Nouri on the edge is the man that's set on the edge in your set pieces. Until the ball touches the floor, for some reason the man on the edge won't move. He just stands still. He doesn't even move until he's shot. It's such a good finish. It's curled so good into that top corner. That's a really, really frustrating thing from Football Manager. That happened last year as well. We go again, Sissoko, chuck a praise out there. God, he absolutely kills Toure, who fires it across to Pedro. Oh, is it too early to pack the passport for Europe? 2-0, 38 minutes. Sissoko absolutely kills Toure with this pass, and he somehow gets there and fires in a ridiculous pass along the floor for Pedro to tap in. Oh, don't ruin it. Oh, Semedo's just there. Livakovic holds. Really weak defending at the near post from a corner, that Adama now. He's been quiet so far. We've managed to keep danger man out. Torre there didn't. I don't know why he's just ran into Neves. That's not good. Semedo now. Okay. It's hit the bar, then we've saved it. Sure. If we get into half time, we can just slow the game right down. Or we can score a third, because we love set pieces, apparently. No. Kutka. Again, the man on the edge doesn't move. Still hasn't moved. Kutka gets the shot off and hits the bar. Sarr. It's 3. I'm sorry that if you haven't noticed that about the man on the edge before in last year's game, and that it's happening now, if that's going to be something you look out for in your own game. It's 8 Nori again. Stand still, stand still. Just literally stood on the edge of the D. Kutka then lets him shoot, hits the bar. He's then probably supposed to go to Ismail Assar, because that would be his man. 3-0 to the good at half time. From a 0.61, it's gross. But I'll take it all day. What 45 minutes, you've blown them away. Okay, tactically, we're just going to slow it down. We're not going to pass to space anymore. I'm going to leave these as is. And then in transition, what I want is to just play it to the fullbacks. I don't want Livakovic to kick it too long. Ismail Assar will probably have to come off at some point. But yeah, 3-0 to the good. Zoko wins it well. Quaysons has been a lot more influential in this game. The first sort of few he played, it was just seeing him on set pieces, but he's actually got a bit more involved now. Kutka's having a great game, staking his claim for that half-back position. Torre now finds Sarr, who plays a ridiculous pass to João Pedro. Kutka again intercepts, and we play it back. Livakovic, a Kong with a terrible pass. Great block from, I think it was Kutka again. He is on a yellow, which does scare me, so I think maybe he'll be another sub. We'll try and get him to the hour without being sent off. Rose has got all the time in the world here. Picks that across. João Pedro, it's blocked really well. 55th minute now. Semedo's been a bit of a problem down there. I've not dealt with him too well. I'm very scared about Adama. I feel like he's just going to wake up at some point. Don't know why he hasn't shot. 8 Nori's shots blocked. Oh, it's such a Ruben Neves goal. It's such a Ruben Neves goal. What a finish. Wow. On the volley as well. That's ridiculous. Don't know why Adama takes that on his right and spins round, but they get the goal in the end anyway. It's a good block. This is silly. Just flicks his leg at it, but fair enough. That is what Ruben Neves does. We still praise the team. Still 3-1. They get another goal though, and I will be extremely scared. Sissoko, great ball to Sarr. They cannot deal with him, but I do need to bring him off. Back to Torre, he's having a good game himself. Sarr, Sissoko, Sarr. Back out to Kutka. Quaysons on his left, could he have a go? It's a great pass to King. What a save. We are knocking at the door every time we come forward. Quaysons now ball in. We're not going to get there, and Hee-Chan's going to get there. He's all on his own. Oh, that's exactly what I didn't want to happen. I should have just took him off. I said it as well. I was trying to get to the hour mark. It's his second red card of the season. This is exactly why he wasn't playing. I'm going to get Sarr on down there. I'm going to bring King back and then just bring on Ken Sema as a left midfielder. It's going to make for a very horrible 35 minutes. We'll drop these to fullbacks rather than wing backs as well. Just try and be solid. I don't know what to expect now. Fingers crossed. Free kick of Ryan Pedro delivers it. That's straight into the keeper's hands. That's poor. I don't know what I need to set the wide and deep free kick take, because I think I've only taken the one for a direct shot to Quaysons. He needs to be on all of them really. Especially as Pedro's a fairly tall player and an outball for us. No good not having him in the box. Especially if it's going to give Wolves a chance here. Hee-Chan's in. Great save. Livakovic holds it as well. It looked like a foul throw, ref. Adama now doing Adama things. Then Donker back to Saiss. Neves. They've moved it well when they've had the chance. Adama, great save, Livakovic. Might seem silly, but I'm actually going to move the defensive line higher and try and engage Wolves outside of our box. I don't want to let them in, but I'm also scared about Hee-Chan running behind. But we'll see. That'll either be a really good move or a really bad one. Akon clears the corner. Dendonga's going to get there, hopefully. What? Was he off the pitch? I don't know what Ken Sema was doing then. Just seen Masaccio come off with a 5.9. That is not impressing a new club. We've still got a sub left. I'm going to get Quaysons off and get Tom Cleverley on and just play Tom Cleverley as a box-to-box. And maybe put Sissoko on defend. 15 minutes. Just going to start time wasting. Just going to try and manage these last few. Casino no goal now would not be the one. Choupo-Moting has come on. I forgot they signed him. Away. Oh, Choupo-Moting heads over. Good for us. Bad for Wolves. Way too many highlights are happening here. I just want to get to the end of this game unscathed. Toure into Dennis. Just playing a flat 4-4-1. It's terrible from Dennis. He's done that a few times in different games. Who's De Jong? Hang on a minute. It is Nigel De Jong. Was that a free? They signed Nigel De Jong on a free, and he's not even that bad. I mean, he's not great though, is he? That's two very interesting signings: Choupo-Moting and Nigel De Jong. And Darwin Semedo's in all sorts of space again. I don't know. Probably put Ken Simmer on him. That's a great clearance from Ocon. Let's see what happens in this highlight. I might just have to make a few player instructions and get these wingers actually sat on these fullbacks because they're having all the joy. Willy Bolly brings forward. Neves is in all sorts of space. What a finish again. 3-2, 15 minutes to go still. Neves with two worldies. It feels like it's going to be 3-3. This doesn't stop. All the way back. I don't know who that is. Willy Bolly, Ruben Neves, De Jong. Are you joking me? Wolves have scored all 3 goals from like 20 plus yards. Nigel De Jong has never done that in his life. I'd put good money on as well. I have to go back to balance, I think. Just moving the line forward. I wanted them to engage in this space, and they've just left 2 of them free. Oh, that's really annoying. I think we probably go on and lose this game. Francisco, Toure, Dennis, who's been really poor since coming on, does exactly the same thing again and loses out to Aït-Nouri. Choupo-Moting has Trincao. Got to defend it. We don't. And Choupo-Moting scores. Wow. So poor. So poor. I mean, at least it wasn't from outside the box. Final couple of minutes into extra time. 5 minutes added on. We need something, but don't see us getting another goal, honestly. That sending off has absolutely killed us. Trincao, just nobody closing him down. Size, shot from range, Livakovic. So it's going to be another corner. Can't get out. Cannot get out. It's going to be one of them days, I think. Oh my god, he's free. I don't know how he's missed that. Ends in defeat for Watford. There you have it then, a 1-0 win against Manchester City and then a 4-3 defeat after being 3-0 up against Wolves. It's the most football manager thing to happen. Next time, we have this horrible run here of Liverpool, Tottenham, Man U and Chelsea. Let me know in the comments below whether you want to see 2 of them or you would rather see us play Brentford and Aston Villa and I just play through these. Again, if you've enjoyed the video, make sure you hit a like. If you're new around here, hit subscribe and see you again soon.